Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm of course your host, Droodles, Blitz, and in today's video I will be gambling and then playing in the new Object 274A, a Russian Tier 8 premium medium tank. Now, I don't know too much about this vehicle statistically, so we're going to take a look at the statistics live, and then we're also going to take a look at the armor profile and see how this tank plays in also some live gameplay. So, these crates have a 4% drop chance and no charms, which is pretty bad. Now, thankfully, because I've got so much gold on my account, there's no way we're not getting this vehicle, and the tank itself honestly looks pretty cool. So that's something that's awesome about this tank, but we're really going to have to see how it plays. So let's purchase our first set of crates for 12,000 gold, and let's make our way here and hopefully we get good luck. I can't really say how my luck is gonna be. Our first crates, we get nothing. Alright, our second crate, we are going to get nothing, and I'm not going to sit here and open each one of these. Wow, we just got 10,000 gold. Okay, well, we got all the gold back we spent at least. That's pretty sweet. You know what the sad part is? I bet getting 10,000 gold is actually rarer. Oh, there you go. There's the tank. Well, that was pretty lucky, honestly. I did not expect to get my hands on the Object 274A and make my gold back to what I originally spent. That's pretty insane. After fully kitting out the vehicle with provisions, consumables, and all the equipment you would ever need, let's take a look at how the base statistics are. It's got an aiming time of 3.7 seconds with a base dispersion of 0.326. Definitely nothing crazy, but when you do realize that this is a 107mm, dealing 310 damage per shot, that's actually not too bad and falls pretty in line with the other Russian mediums like the 54 Mod 1 and the T44. Now the DPM is a bit on the lower side, but I'd say it's actually pretty average because I am running calibrated shells, so if you're running rammer, you'll have around 2100 DPM. Again, pretty average for a Russian 100mm type cannon. Its pen is very nice though. 194 with Cali on standard is pretty much enough to butter through any medium frontally, and if you come up against any heavily armored opponents or tier 9s that you might not be able to pen, your premium of 252mm should be enough to deal with mostly anything you deal with. I'm not sure if it's enough to butter through like a Tiger 2's upper plate, but I guess we'll have to find out as this tank is played. It's got 7 degrees of gun depression, which actually surprised me. I didn't think this tank would ever add 7. I thought 6 at max, so that's actually not bad at all. When it comes to the mobility, the tank is very mobile, 55 kilometers per hour forward, 20 in reverse, and it carries a fantastic power to weight of 20.7. When we take a look at the armor profile, it's pretty weird. This isn't a mil 1 with standard pen, so 217 without Cali aiming at it, and yeah, it's not great. I mean, the lower plate's only 95, and you'll pen this at literally any angle you aim at. The upper plate is 173, but if you do use the 7 degrees of gun depression, this tank becomes quite a strong beast. Even with premium and Cali on, you can see apart from these turret cheeks here, this thing is actually quite impressive. It's over 400mm on certain spots, so this tank might be really bad on flat ground, but as soon as you use it hull down, the 274A actually becomes a really, really solid beast. Kind of reminds me of like a 907 just down at tier 8. So now that we've seen the armor profile, how it should be played, which is hull down with the 7 degrees of gun depression it carries, now let's actually pull out Blitz and see how it works on the battlefield. So let me make my way back to Blitz, and I will say I don't have the legendary camo yet. There is a pretty cool one. Looks like kind of a woodsy theme. Just unfortunately you have to play a game in it, and as you can tell, I have not played a battle yet. But I still would like to see how the tank performs on its armor, because when it comes to the gun, it's nothing crazy, and a T54 Mod 1, for example, carries pretty strong armor. It's over 220mm on the upper plate if you're angling it right. So at that point, the real question is, should you play the Mod 1, which is a much, much cheaper vehicle, or the Object 274A? Well, obviously the answer is play the Mod 1. Why would you ever buy this tank in crates when you can get a T54 Mod 1 for a tenth of the price tag, maybe, I don't know, $10? And I think sometimes Wargaming on like Black Friday has sold it for like $5. So there's, in my opinion, no real reason to play the 274A, especially if we like make our way back over to Armor Inspector. This is the 274A, and then if we were to pull out a vehicle like the T54 Mod 1, I mean, the vehicle using its 5 degrees of gun depression has just a better upper plate. Like, even with premium, you can't pen it. It's over 260. The turret is just as strong as well. I mean, to be honest, there's really no reason to drive the Object 274A when a vehicle like the T-54 Mod 1 exists, apart from the gun depression increase, which I guess would be fun in certain situations, but I really don't see it being necessary. Here we are in our first battle, and up against us, we do have a Tier 8 team. We've got an M41D and an SU-100M1 down at Tier 7, so M41D is a pretty strong tank. SU-100M1, I actually got to be a little careful about because it's got pretty dang good penetration. When it comes to the rest of their team, they got an AT-15, a Luva, T-49 Hornet, a Tiger II, and a VK-100. I mean, they got a pretty solid lineup when it comes to heavy tanks. I will say, that's very, very fast turret traverse. I didn't actually expect the turret to turn this quick. This is like GTA Rhino tank levels here. Alright, well, let's make our way up into the front line and see if there's anybody that wants to play with us. So, there's the Luva. We do have the AT-15 spotted, and fire. There you go. Nice tap for 313 into his vehicle. And, yeah, the aiming time's actually not bad. I can tell you the on-movement dispersion just from driving this vehicle actually seems pretty good. Let's see, we got the Luva over here. We are going to need premium, and ooh, that was a bit unlucky, wasn't it? Let's try again. We got 4 more seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and, well, if you're going to show me your side, I might as well shoot that. There you go. Nice penetration for 315. You can tell, though, APCR, as it always has, is a pretty big downside on penetration over distance. Trying to shoot at, like, that Luva, for example, across the map is... the whole frontal plate was basically red. So we got the VK-100 off to the side, which is, ooh yeah, gonna hurt quite a bit when he pens us. We also got a T-49 over here, and a Tiger II. Okay then, well, let's go for an HE into the 49. There you go, nice tap for 350. I didn't really mention the HE, but this tank does have 380 HE alpha, which is pretty beefy. Let's get a nice shell into the VK-100. We're up to 1300 delt so far. Nothing crazy, and I have no clue why their team pushed down low, but free dubs for me. So let's push on down here. We got the Tiger II, and aiming. Oh, okay, thank you. But I think we should still be fine as long as we only show our turret. I have a feeling this tank is quite hard to cut through. So when it comes to the Tiger II, we can pen its lower plate. And I would actually say, yeah, the pen should be fine on this vehicle then. And when we take a look at like this VK-100, we can also see that most of the vehicle is actually a penetration, which we were able to deal with right there. So that AT-15 is all the way in the back of the map, does have a damage loader, which means I don't even really need to worry about him right now. We're going to worry more about like this Tiger II, who I'm just going to poke at this point. And, ooh, wow, that was an unfortunate bounce, wasn't it? Well, good news is we can just reload again and do it again. So I'm just going to poke him. Let's see, can we pen the Tiger with premium? Yes, we can. Okay, so you just have enough penetration to cut through a Tiger II if you're loading premium ammo. The AT-15, we can aim in right at his lower plate. There you go. Nice shell finishing him off. So this first game wasn't anything insane. I mean, we only did around 2,500 damage, but I definitely think it brings a pretty good idea of how this tank plays. It's a Russian medium, it's got decent alpha, and it's got pretty good haul down capabilities, but to me, yeah, it doesn't really seem like anything special, honestly. I don't know why it's in crates. Like, this tank should be for sale for like 10,000 gold max, and I think that's really all it should be. Like, the T-77 is something really special. So I can see like an autoloader that's really unique coming out, like the T-77, but this tank, I don't really see the drive behind why it is, you know, in crates with 0 charms, and the fact that these crates are also quite expensive, but hey, maybe it's me not seeing anything. Let's play one more battle, maybe it'll go a little bit better. Alright, here we are in our second battle, and what do we have up against us? We got an AMX Defender, level 50. Now, that's pretty cool, I guess. I mean, I'm not the biggest of fans of these ranking systems yet, I gotta be real. It's just a bunch of numbers on everybody's screen, but let us see. So we got an AMX Defender, a Chise, a Pershing, Scorbopian G, a T-32, and then down at Tier 7, a Yag Panther, and an SP-1C. Alright, I mean, I'm not too worried. We're just gonna play like we normally do and chill out. So there's the AMX Defender, and nice shot into the side. You can see that's where the decent on-movement dispersion comes into play, and we're able to get a nice penetration, taking off a decent chunk from that AMX Defender. So let's push back over here, and hello, nobody's there. So what do they had when it came to mediums again? They got an AMX Defender and a Pershing. Apart from that, shouldn't really be seeing much else. Oh yeah, that's right, the SP. Well, I'm going to just help out my heavies. I mean, those guys aren't really going to move, it seems like, so I might as well just move over here and test out the armor that I actually want to see how it works. So, there's a Pershing off to my side. Could care less about this guy. And that's unfortunate beyond belief. Okay, then. Well, we got a Bison over here. I mean, this Jag Panther is dead. I don't really know why that guy even put himself in that position. That was pretty dumb. So, let's go into a side scrape here. I'm not sure how this tank is in a side scrape, but it looked honestly pretty decent on paper. So, let's just, well, I mean, the Pershing at this point is basically just taking big fat L's. So, we'll just pen him once, and yeah, the Pershing's just dead. Okay, well, I guess this is what happens when you play Blitz at, like, 3 a.m., right when the update comes out, is that you get teams like this on NA, so I can't really see how the armor performs too well, but I can definitely tell you that if you're not running this tank all down, the armor is going to seem quite poor, which makes sense. I mean, there's a reason why it has 7 degrees of gun depression. I'm just really hoping that a vehicle like this Chisei actually tries to poke me while I'm hull down, but instead he's a little scared. Come on, shoot at me. Shoot at me. Okay, you know what? This game, I'm just gonna push him. Speed, let me go. Okay, so this Chisei, I think he's actually stock, because, I mean, I can literally butter through his entire tank at this point, and he's not shooting me. Alright, well, I guess I'm never gonna figure out how the armor is on this vehicle, but what I will do is get a nice penetration into the side of the Chisei, ignore him, and start making my way over towards the T-32 and the AMX Defender. Definitely not an insane battle by any metric of the word insane, but definitely able to showcase the tank. As I said, I really don't see this tank being anything special when you have other options at your disposal. Like, it's decent, don't get me wrong, like, it can be fun to play. The turret traverse is really dumb. I really need to see what the turret traverse is on this thing, but it's a decent tank. I mean, we were able to deal over 3,000 damage in this game. I just don't see the vehicle itself being anything that you would want to buy. Let me know what you guys think about this vehicle in the comments down below. But yeah, that's about my full review on it. It's a tank, it's a Russian medium, and yeah, it kind of just plays like a 907, but a lot less fun. Either way, we dealt 3,069 damage, which is that beautiful number, and we were able to come out with a victory, so yay! Unfortunately, still no camo offer, even though Wargaming themselves said in their a little deal here. If I make it over to this page, Object 274A, it says, Legendary Camouflage. Sometime after your first battle, you will receive a personal offer. Or I won't. Well, if you want to see the camo, that's what it looks like. Nothing crazy. It's kind of cool. But, yeah, I think the tank is decent. Honestly, I feel like you can just drive a T-54 Mod 1 and basically do everything that I just did, or you can also play the Unidentified Nation one, which is the Titan 54D, and have actually more accuracy, right? Yeah, the Titan 54D is a little bit less accurate, much better aiming time, basically the same DPM, better standard pen, better premium pen, same alpha, same gun depression, and basically the same power to weight ratio. I mean, by all things accounted, Titan 54D is even better, so yeah, I don't really see anything special about it. It's just another Russian tank, but hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.